Alright, so we've got it going pretty well. So now I just need to make it so that it keeps track of score, as well as they keep track of score as well as finish the game. So let's take care of that. Alright. So I'm just going to, again, start on frame 1 because this is when the game starts. Go to the actions. And basically what we're going to do is, so I have a variable here for time left. I'm going to do another variable because that's what's holding our time. And we're just going to call it score. And that'll be an int because it's just going to be, 1, 2, whatever. And we'll set it initially to 0. Okay? There you go. So all we got to do is basically on every one of the event listeners where I tell it to go to the next frame, we're just going to tell it to add to the score. So we'll just do score plus plus, which is increment. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to Control C or Command C. Go to the next one. And again, do it here, Control V. Go to the next one. So these are each one of the event listeners for each one of the buttons. And paste it in there. Go to the next one. Enter Control V or Command V. Go to the next one. Control V. Okay, good. Alright, so that's, we'll call that acceptable. So that'll keep track of our score. And then we need to have our final screen here. So I'll make a new layer, put underneath my actions layer. I'm just going to call it the start end screen. And basically we're just going to make this a, we'll fix that first. Okay, so we're just going to make this a, just a color or something. Whatever you want it to look like, do a better job than I'm doing. I'm just going to do like a dark gray so that there's something there. Okay. That's fine, and let's go ahead and put this on the bottom. That way, it's always there, but I don't have to like make it start and stop. Although I am going to have to probably change it a little bit. It's fine. So one of the things is, you see that this text is here. I don't want it to be on this last one, so I'm going to go right here. I'm just going to right click and insert a blank keyframe, so that way it's not present for this. And I'm going to click on it here and drag there. So it's not in the beginning either. Alright? And then I'm just going to need to make sure I'm on this start end screen layer. And I'm just going to write the title here. So let's change this to like 48. And I'll just say like find stuff game. Oops. Game. And I'm just going to go ahead and make sure it's white so that we can see it. And I will center it. And that is acceptable. Great. Okay. And I'll make another piece of text, which is on the end here, although it's going to show up in the beginning too. But another piece of text, and it's going to be right here. And I'm going to make this one, let's say, 36. And I'm just going to say 5/5 items found in 30 seconds, like that. Okay, so that's good for now. Okay, so that's all fine, and I already have. If you have a different font, just make sure you embed it. Make sure it's dynamic, and we're just going to call this final score _txt. Okay, just I need to have a name so I can interact with this in some way. All right, good. All right, and so that looks acceptable. But one of the issues is, you can see it's in the beginning. I only want it at the end. So what I'm going to do is on here, I'm just going to go ahead and right click and insert keyframe. And then, let me see, final score. Okay. And then here, I'm just going to select it, I'm going to delete it. I don't want it in that one. I just want it in this one. Alright, so find stuff game. And I would make your beginning screen and your final screen different, but just to make sure there are no issues too, I'm going to right click and insert a blank keyframe. So there's nothing in here, and then there's this one here. Great. Looks good. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to have the final time, and I want to have the final number that you you get, right? So what I'm going to do again in this first one here, just because the first bit of code here, this action script is going to run the entire time, I'm going to go here, and we're just going to add a couple of things. So we have this if the time basically is not 0, it's going to do this. I need to have an else. This whole reason we added the if, that if the time does run out, right? Because this says as long as time left is greater than 0, it's going to run. So I'm going to do an else statement that if the time runs into 0, I want you to go to and stop on frame, whatever one this one is. And this is frame 7, okay? Let's go back here. So go to frame, and it'll be 7. Yours might be different if you have more items, you know. So I wanted to do that. The other thing I wanted to do after it goes there, I want to do that the what did I name this? Hang on a second. You are called. Okay. I'm just gonna copy this final score. Control C. So I need that. That's the name I need for my actions here. So I'm gonna do that, and the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say the final score dot text, and I'm going to give it this information. I am going to say what would I call it? Score. Okay, we're gonna say oops, not like this. Score plus /5. I have 5 total items, so whatever your total number is, I have 5, so that's why I did slash, because it's gonna be this number score inside of you know, you'll see, and then when you put these two together, it'll look like something /5. So the total score that you can get is 5. So it'll be 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5. You get the idea. So 5 items found in space, and now I'll do concatenate string, and you know, why don't I have to? Should have to do string here, but I didn't do that before, and it still worked, which is kind of weird. I'm gonna do this anyways, just to make sure that this int gets read right. So we're gonna do a string, and I want it to be the time left. Okay, but that doesn't actually quite work. I need to do a bit more to it than that. I basically want to do what's up here. Alright, so I'm going to take this whole bit, Control C, and right here, okay? But this isn't quite right, because this would give me the what time we had at the very end. That's how much time was left. That is not going to tell me how much time I used. So instead, it's going to be, because my total amount of time, that remember that we started with was 30 seconds. So it's going to be 30 seconds, and then whatever is left. So 30 minus time left, which is what I accidentally put up there earlier. 30 minus time left, and then we're just going to concatenate, so you can see, okay, seconds, okay, like that. So that should work. Let's hit Control Enter and see if this will go. So yeah, let's find our stuff here. So this, and this, and this, and that, and then, okay, so I got 4 out of 5 items found in 30 seconds. So it took the full 30 seconds. So let's see if I can do a little better. Okay, so this, and that, then this, then this, and, oh, come on, this, dang it. Alright, it's really small. Okay, so this, and this, then this, then this, then that. And then it says blah, 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 blah. So, cannot access a method of a null object reference. Okay. So now I gotta figure out why that's happening. So, dismiss all. Alright. And 30 seconds. Alright. So the reason why that's happening, actually, I forgot, is this. We have this set up so that it says, okay, if the time doesn't run out, it's going to, it's basically going to put the time left text that we put up there, that counter, it's going to keep running that, okay? The problem that we have is that we have it, when we're playing the game, we get to, if I beat it before the 30 seconds, it's going to go to, and stop, it's going to go to frame 7. Well, the problem is, when on frame 7 here, that counter doesn't exist anymore. So it's still looking for it, and that's why it's throwing an error, because it only exists in these frames. So when we get to here, you see this is the counter that it's trying to interact with. It's not here anymore, so it gets confused. So this is actually a relatively easy fix. What I got to do is make sure I'm this one here. So we're going to say if the time is greater than 0, meaning we haven't run out of time, and our score is not, use an exclamation, not equal to 5. So again, I have 5 for my total score. Your total score could be 10. So basically, this will only run if we haven't run out of time, and basically I don't have all of the numbers. Like I haven't done all of them. So let's try this again, and this should hopefully work. Alright, so keys. Come on, keys, remote, pens, action figure, and bottle. There you go. So 5 out of 5 items in 26 seconds. Yay! Alright. And that is basically it. This is actually a pretty easy one in the grand scheme of things, comparatively to some of the others. Yeah, I think that's all we really need. So, just, do a nice job, and then you've made basically one of these kind of style games. Alright?